Accountants who would never consider doing this, of course, join us right now. It's great to have Tracy Byrnes, financial advisor for UBS Financial Services, and Dan Geltrude, the author of Positive Financial Karma. Tracy, let's start with you. No offense to accountants, but this is why the little guy gets upset.
It is. I will tell you, I worked, full disclosure, for EY. It was then Ernst & Young. And I have to say, I actually enjoyed working with the partners that had spent time at the service, at the IRS, because they knew stuff. It was actually really beneficial to us, to our clients. But it does go to the whole big endemic issue out there that the bigger, the better, the more the wealthy get to benefit from these kinds of things. And the little guy who goes to his local accountant down the street doesn't have that option.
Yeah, so I'm sure there are elements of this, Dan, that are helpful. But from what I can read from this article, there's a lot of money we're talking about here that is not being captured. Tens of billions of dollars.
Well, you know, Joe, I don't necessarily think that this is something unusual which takes place in government. I think that it is actually quite common, not just in the Treasury Department or with the IRS, where you have people that are in private industry. They go into government for whatever the motivation is, and they learn the ropes, learn the system, do some things, and then leave, go back into private practice and make much more money.
So, Tracy, what are we to make of these loopholes? I mean, big picture, why don't we limit them and simplify the code overall, I guess? You know, maybe the loopholes are sort of baked in because of who's writing the tax law, but is it a system that essentially, as you said, is kind of stacked against the rest of us?
You know, the fact that we keep trying to revise the tax code is a big definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. We can revise this thing all day long, and the wealthy will still have the means and the money to hire smarter people, smarter than the congressional leaders who are writing these laws, to figure out the things they missed. And it's just, it's just the way it's been and will continue to be. If we truly want equality and you want the loopholes gone, then someone has to truly stand up for a flat tax or something like that. But this is not going to go away. We can keep doing this over and over again. The wealthy will still keep benefiting.
All right, let's shift to the Met Gala and something that got a lot of headlines that I know we all saw and talked about. This is AOC's dress with the words "tax the rich" emblazoned on the back there. Comedian Bill Maher talked about this on his last show. Here's a clip we'll discuss on the other side.
New York City, 65,000, the richest 65,000 New Yorkers out of 8 million people pay 51% of taxes.
Their taxes
so it's
are
not
still
like
too
we
low.
don't tax the rich at all. I'm all for ending income inequality, but let's not lie. The rich pay a lot of the taxes.
All right, so let's give you some more numbers on this, guys, since you're accountants. We looked this up today, and the top 50% of earners pay 97% of the tax, and the bottom 50% pay 2.9%. I guess, Tracy, to you can say tax the rich, I guess, but it really would be tax the rich more.
Right. And again, the more you try to do it, the more they're going to figure out ways around it. There will always be loopholes in this book. You either have to throw it out and start over or figure out a better system, because it is so voluminous now. And there's just too many ways to get around it. And again, the little guy just doesn't have the means to find those loopholes.
Yeah. I mean, half of all federal revenue comes from individual income taxes, and corporate income taxes, Dan, make up about 7%. Now, we know the corporate tax rate has been a big part of the discussion here as we talk about spending bills, but I guess should the message be tax businesses more and not the rich?
I think it has to be tax everyone less. I actually agree with Tracy. If you want to fix these problems, truly fix it, and it'll never happen, by the way, you have to go to a flat tax. Get rid of all the deductions and just say you make this much money and this is how much you pay. Now, listen, I don't often agree with Bill Maher about anything. However, him saying that the rich are paying a lot of taxes, that's factual. But I'll tell you where I actually don't agree with him on is how he's saying the income inequality issue needs to be addressed. I actually think what has to be addressed is the inequality for opportunity. You're never going to be able to have people making the same amount of money. Some people are just better at certain things and therefore are going to be rewarded financially as a result.